Welcome here to the Baldwin City Ballpark for another Mid-Plains League matchup between the Bravos and the Baldwin City Blues. It's a hot one today, both on the field and off of it. It's nice, I believe, 89 degrees in Baldwin City. But we're going to start, 87. I was off by 2. But we're going to start by announcing the starting lineups. First with the Bravos. So batting first, third baseman Utai Okatama. Batting second, the center fielder Stephen Furman. Third, the shortstop Fausto Sanchez. Fifth, cleaning up, the first baseman Alex Ramirez. Batting fifth, the right fielder Yanni Valdez. Batting sixth, the left fielder Kenny Centino. Batting seventh, the designated hitter Kiefer Contreras. Batting eighth, the catcher Cesar Grau, and batting ninth, Luis Angel Escaramon, who is the second baseman. On the mound for the Bravos is Edward. He has a last name, but we're told to just call him Edward, so we will do that. For the Blues, leading off, the third baseman Grant Simblick, followed by the center fielder Brennan Johnson. Batting third, the catcher Andrew Brubeck, then the shortstop Kuiper Kendall. Designated hitter is Harrison Jewell, batting fifth. Batting sixth, the left fielder Vincent Esposito. Batting seventh, the first baseman Kendall Rivero. Following him is Zeke Reason, the right fielder. And finishing the lineup for the Blues is the second baseman Christian Kotwitz. On the mound for the Blues is Tucker Russell. So, Tucker Russell taking his warm-up pitches right now. So we're almost ready to go. This is a matchup that is pretty pivotal in not seeding, but like placement within the league. Bravo is currently sitting at 7-4. The Blues 5-4. Junction City in first at 7-2. As
leading off for the Bravos, number 4, Utai Okutama.
Utai Okutama steps up. Junction City Brigade leading the league at 7-2, followed by the Topeka Warhawks at 8-3, as that first pitch is up high for ball one. Following the Brigade, following the Warhawks is Baldwin City at 5-4. The Bravos at 7-4. So that pitch high once again for ball two. Then Baldwin City at fourth at 5-4. Midwest A's at 5-5. The Farmers at 0-9. Round out things, and Thomas showed bunt but pulled back just in time, as that was ball three. So 3 pitches, 3 balls to start for Tucker Russell. And that's going to make it 4. 4-pitch walk to start off the game. And Okutama is aboard first.
Stephen Furman.
So Stephen Furman batting second here for the Bravos. Russell had a decent outing in his last start. He's had 7 innings pitched this year, as that one is in there for called strike one. In those 7 innings pitched, he has a whip of 1.33, 14 strikeouts, 7 walks. So that one's fouled to the right side into the Blues dugout. Russell also has just 1 run allowed on the season. That run was earned. And a 182 batting average against. Good for a... See, throws back to first to try and catch Okutama. It does not get there. We'll pan over just a little bit so you can see that. As Russell throws back again. Once again, safe. That one is low through the legs of Brubeck, and Okatama is going to reach second base on a pass ball. So, runner on second in scoring position with no outs. Could be a good sign if you're a Bravos fans. That one is high for ball two. Count evens up at 2-2. Russell steps off. But looks like he's ready to go again. He fires and swing and a miss. Strike three. Russell gets his first strikeout and one away. And Fausto Sanchez, the shortstop, the new man into the batter's box, and we'll try to maybe drive Okatama home, if not at least to third base. As that first pitch is in the air. Vernon Johnson under it, and he does. Okatama started to move to third and then quickly backed off, but F8 means two away.
Number 11, Alex Ramirez.
So Alex Ramirez stepping up for the Bravos. Has a cleanup hitter, and he certainly looks the part. As Russell fires on the first pitch, catches the zone for called strike one. 0-1 early. That pitch cut on by Ramirez, but fouled over to the first base side. So 0-2 in this at bat. Russell looks back to second, but he's going to fire. That one is hit well, but roped foul. So 0-2 is still the count, and that was foul by a considerable distance, but if it was fair, it might have been gone. Of course, at that point, well, I don't know. Russell steps off as Okatama, and he's out. Trying to catch the third. So no runs and no hits, no errors. None left on base. We're scoreless through one.
If there are any foul balls that exit the ballpark and return back to the booth, you will get a nice looking piece of candy. The Windspoke Restaurant.
We're scoreless through one, and with that, we are going to read a sponsor shout out. The Wooden Spoke Restaurant, proud 2023 sponsored for the Baldwin City Blues. Enjoy outstanding homestyle meals cooked to perfection. Located off Scenic Highway 56, Wooden Spoke Restaurant, where only the best will do. And with that, we will take a break and be back in just a short while on the Sunflower Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. Back here on the Sunflower Sports Network with the bottom of the first inning.
Starting for the Baldwin City Blues, number 17, Grant Simblick.
Leading off for the Blues, Grant Simblick. And if you're just tuning in, pitching for the Bravos is Edward. I remember his last name, but I'm not even going to make an attempt at it. As we were told by manager Edgar Santos, just call him Edward. The first pitch is fouled on by Simblick. Simblick's played all games this year so far. Has 2 RBIs, 3 runs, 3 hits so far. As he looks at that one in the dirt, 4-1 to make it 1-1. Simblick from Wilson, North Dakota, which is in the northwest-ish part of the state. So that one outside, but catches the zone. Strike 2. And 1-2 the count. That first pitch is hit to third base. Okatama makes a move. The throw to first in time. So, 1 out.
Now batting number 47, Brennan Johnson.
And Brennan Johnson up to the plate in his normal. He's usually batted second for most of the season. He is, however, playing a little out of place. Normally a left fielder playing center tonight. But I have to think that in the paraphrase, as he hits that straight to first base, Ramirez just tags on it.
Now batting number 19, Andrew Brubeck.
So two away in just 2 batters. And Andrew Brubeck steps up to the plate. As Brubeck looks at that one, low for ball 1. Brubeck done pretty well in the games he's played so far. Has appeared in 7 games. Apparently hitting .294 with an OBP of .478. Has 5 RBIs as he looks at that one outside and high for ball 2. 3 of Brubeck's RBIs coming from a 3-run home run in the Blues' only home game against Junction City as he swings and misses on that one. 2-1. That was the go-ahead run. That was the go-ahead home run. However, the Blues would fall in that game 4-3. As he ropes on that one. A very nice catch by Okatama. Jumping play. That might have been out of our view of the camera, but I really hope it wasn't. A great catch by Okatama ends the inning. 1, 2, 3. So both teams go in order in the first. As we move to the top of the second, and I don't want to jinx it, but we're kind of flying right now. But with that, we will take a break on Sunflower Sports Network. Don't leave because you might miss an entire inning. We return here with the top of the second inning. Alex Ramirez.
Now batting number 11, Alex Ramirez.
The batter once again. This is his second trip to the plate. However, the first one was ended on the base path. Yukai Okatama caught on a back pick that ended the inning. So that pitch from Tucker Russell, high for ball one and inside. Ramirez fouls that one off just to the ground below him. And that evens the count up at 1-1. Russell delivers once again. Nice breaking ball, and Ramirez swings and misses. So 1-2 the count. Ramirez hits on this one. It is out of play to the first base side. Both first baseman Kendall Rivero and Zeke Reason kind of ran after it, but half-heartedly, and it was pretty firmly foul. So that pitch, once again, fouled to the left side and off the fence, caught by Blues assistant coach Logan Whalen. Unfortunately, that only gives you half an out, but in banana ball, it would be, well, it'd be an out, I think. But we don't play banana ball as that one catches the outside corner. Called strike three, and another strikeout for Tucker Russell.
Now batting number 55, Yandy Valdez.
And Yandy Valdez stepping into the batter's box and try and get something happening for the Bravos. He shows bunt and gets it down. Russell throws it. His throw offline, so Rivero stepped off the bag. And Yandy Valdez on with a single.
Now batting number 5, Kenny Centino.
So Kenny Centino up with one out. It was a very, very nice bunt by Valdez. It was a good gather, but not necessarily a great throw by Russell, as Centino's first attempt is foul into the bullpen on the left field side. That one up low, but Rebecca does a good job to corral it, so 1-1 is the count. As that one catches the outside part of the zone, is strike two. That pitch by Russell is hit into right field. Reason giving chase, but it is over his head. Reason still trying to gather it, and Valdez is waved home. He's going to get there, and a stand-up triple for Kenny Centino. Bravos now lead 1-0.
Now batting number 18, Kiefer Contreras.
So Kiefer Contreras up before the Bravos to try and extend this lead. And he takes first pitch, called strike one. Next pitch, breaking ball, low and outside for ball one.
Mr. Moore, we already found out the umpire zone. What? We already found out the umpire zone.
You got to go now. Yeah, that's that shot.
as Contreras swings and misses at that.
Doesn't matter if it's a righty or lefty, it's all on the right side.
So 1-2 the count. And strike three. So 2 away and 2 strikeouts in this inning for Tucker Russell. Both of them called.
Now batting number 13, Cesar Grau.
And Cesar Grau up with 2 outs and trying to bring Kenny Santino home from third base. We have one other game in the Mid-Plains League tonight, as that one is therefore called strike one. That game is the Farmers against the Midwest A's, as that one is outside 4-1. There is no radio stream for that tonight. The Game Changer stream is active. That game in Leavenworth, the home of both the Farmers and the Bravos. So that one high for ball 2. 2 on the count with 2 outs. Here, Russell, you'd love to get out of this. So one low, ball 3, 3-1 the count. And just one pitch here would put runners at the corners. That one high and ball 4. So Grau on first base with a walk, and
now batting number 12, Luis Angel Escamon.
That brings up Luis Angel Escaramon with runners at the corners. One run already came home for the Bravos by way of that Kenny Santino triple. And they're going to look to make another. Just low in the dirt. Brubeck a good job of blocking it. And now he's going to have a talk with Tucker Russell, who may be just a little flustered. Well, he has that talk. We can update you with the College World Series. Tennessee won the elimination game over Stanford. This morning, LSU up 2-0 on Wake Forest in the top of the 5th inning. Be quite the upset. LSU, as good as they are, Wake Forest just looks unbeatable. But LSU is unbeatable in one thing, and that is the College World Series Jello Shot Challenge. That one is fouled over the right. Evens up the count at 1-1. So that pitch is hit into foul territory, but either Ribeiro, Brubeck, or Russell able to get to it. But 1-2 is now the count with 2 outs. But the College World Series Jello Shot Challenge at Rocco's, LSU has smashed the record set by Ole Miss already just 3 days into the tournament. So Scaramon called time. I thought it was granted. Russell went ahead and threw and called strike 3. So 3 strikeouts for Tucker Russell in that inning. A little surprised on what happened there, but 1 run off 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base.
Emily Wright. She will have you
Bravos
looking
lead
your best.
1-0 going into the bottom of the second. I'd like to take a quick second to tell you all about Whitney's Hair Salon and stylist Emily Wright. If you're looking for that next amazing cut or style, visit Emily Wright at Whitney's Hair Salon. She will have you looking your best. Whitney's Hair Salon located in downtown Baldwin City. And with that, we're going to take a quick break and be back in just a minute with the bottom of the second inning. Back here with the bottom of the second inning here on the Sunflower Sports Network.
18, Kuiper Kendall.
Kuiper Kendall leading off for the Blues. Score currently 1-0 in favor of the Bravos. Courtesy of a Yandy Valdez. Yandy Valdez was the one that scored a Kenny Centino triple. However, Centino was left on base after that. Somebody that knows something about triples, as called strike one in there, is Kuiper Kendall. Had a triple and an RBI in the bottom of the ninth in Saturday's game. As that one's in there for called strike two. And Kendall actually followed, as time is called and this time given. Kendall followed his teammate Christian Kotwitz. They both hit back-to-back triples in that bottom of the ninth. That one is high and way outside for ball one. Kotwitz would score, obviously, on Kendall's triple himself, as that one is inside and just missing Kendall. Kendall batting .368 on the season. On base over half his attempts as he hits that one into right field, and he's going to be aboard with a single.
Now batting number 9, Harrison Jewell.
And Harrison Jewell is next one up, and Jewell is the hottest bat on this Blues team right now. Currently batting .500. That's 7 for 14 on the season with a .650 on-base percentage. 4 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles. Also, not only leads the team in average as he looks at strike one, not only leads the team in average and on-base percentage, also leads the team in hit by pitch with 2. Which everybody else, well, if they have that stat recorded, it's at 1. So that one is low for ball one, evening up the count. So I look around the league. The Farmers are out to a 6-0 lead over the Midwest A's early in the top of the second. Farmers scored 6 runs in the bottom of the second. Kendall goes, but Jewell fouls that one off. I'm going to take a quick look to see how this happened. well, a whole lot of everything for the Farmers and gives them an early lead as they look for their first win on the season. 1-2 the count, though, here as Edward half-heartedly throws back to first base, and the ball actually died in the dirt before it could even reach the first baseman Ramirez. And Kendall, I think a snail would have had time to get back to the base, but Harper Kendall is a little bit faster than a snail. As he goes there, throw is there, and in time, Harper Kendall caught stealing at second. So one away. That is ball 2, though, so the count even at 2-2. Kendall never really a doubt. It wasn't very close once he got up to the bag. He was going to have to slide under the tag, and he was not able to do so. So, as Jules swings and misses, called strike 3. And in just 2 pitches, we go from no outs to 2.
23, Vinny Esposito.
And Vincent Esposito up with 2 outs to try and get something going here for the Blues. Esposito batting .250 on the season. Let's see, looks at that pitch in there for called strike 1. Looks low for ball 2. Excuse me, ball 1. It's the second pitch of the inning. As he looks at that one, pretty much on the ground there. So 2-1 is the count. Esposito swings on that, hit up second base. Second baseman Scaramon tried to make a play on it, actually made a good attempt, but it was way late. Way late in both the throw and off on the throw. Esposito, forgot to mention this, also has a home run on the season. That happened in a last Tuesday night's game against the Topeka Jacks. That game was not scored in Game Changer, so any stats from that game are not included, as that one hit for Kendall Rivero, hit into center field. And Rivero is on board with a single, and that's his first hit of the season. So 2 on with 2 outs here for the Blues. And Zeke Reason coming up to the plate. He's been played in 8 games this season. As he looks at that one, and that was smart. It was ball 1. Reason from nearby Eudora, but plays in college at, nearby to here, Ottawa, as he fouls that one off. It's out of play, 1-1. In addition to being on the baseball team at Ottawa, he is the student body president. As he looks at that one in for called strike 2, so 1-2 the count. Edward deals As Esposito goes, the ball into the backstop, and Rivero. I flinched. I'll be up front about that one. But runners on second and third, 2-2, 2 outs. And that pitch just inside. Reason turned away. Both Edward and Caesar Grau thought it was strike three and started to walk toward the dugout, but all it did was even up the count. So the payoff pitch, that one strike three, and Reason was on the other end of that, and I think he might have thought that was ball. So either way, Edward with his second strikeout, no runs off 3 hits, no errors. We move to the top of the third. Bravos still lead 1-0. We're going to take a short break and be back in just a few on the Sunflower Sports Network. Well, you can go anywhere until we come back. Back here with the top of the third on the Sunflower Sports Network. The Bravos start their order off once again, second time around with the third baseman, Yuka Okatama, who reached base in the first at bat of the game via walk. As he looks at that one, ball one. Okatama was retired, though, caught stealing on a back pick, which ended the first inning. He swings at that one and misses. Makes it 1-1. And looks at that one high, ball two. So 2-1's the count. That pitch inside to make it 3-1.
Yes. Yeah. I will see what I got. If I don't have this one, I'll find out.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
So the 3-1 pitch here coming from Russell, and that one is hit, finds Kuiper Kendall, but Kendall not able to make a play on it.
Now batting center fielder Stephen Furman.
And a leadoff single for Yotai Okatama. Brings up Stephen Furman. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. That one was swinging. As that first pitch is fouled, out of play. over to right field. Zeke Reason gave chase to it, but I think was out of play. As 0-1 the count. Okatama on first, no outs. Okatama goes, and the bunt attempt from Furman fouled off, so 0-2 the count. Harrison Loudon wins the foul ball race. Well, he was uncontested. Okatama goes again. Called strike 3. And Furman is flabbergasted, and the
Now batting shortstop, Fausto Sanchez.
the manager on third base, excuse me, not the manager, assistant coach on third base. Fortunately, we don't have his name, but that one was called strike 3, and they are, coach, excuse me, that's Jose Suero, the coach on third base, disputing that call, but could not go his way. So a 5th strikeout for Tucker Russell. And we have one away in the top of the 3rd. Russell throws back to try to find Okatama. Can't find him there. Swing and a miss for strike 1. LSU still leads Wake Forest 2-0. That one now in the middle of the 6th. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Round the MLB. This is why I never get my hopes up about the Royals. The last time I checked, it was 4-1. The Royals were leading the Tigers 4-1. Tigers put up a 7 spot as that one is hit too short. Play at first, safe. So that was Simblick that went out in front of Kendall to get that. Was not able to make a play on it. So single there. It was
First baseman, Alex Ramirez.
kind of too late for Simblick to throw to second, and so he made a last-ditch effort to throw to first, and barely missed him, but the Tigers putting up a 7 spot in the bottom of the 7th inning means they lead the Royals, as that one is fouled off on the third base side. Means the Tigers lead 6-4, and the pain of being a Royals fan never ends. Russell deals in the dirt. Ball 1, so 1-1 the count now. This game started off quick, but has progressively, well, since I said I don't want to jinx it, so you all can blame me for the pace of play. Game started off quick as Ramirez hits that one up to second. This one is initially juggled by Kendall, but still gets Sanchez out at second.
Batting right fielder, Yandy Valdez.
But was unable to corral it to go to first. So Yandy Valdez is going to be the one to try and score sorry, not score. He is the only Bravo that has scored so far as he takes that one foul just in front of first base. However, runners at the corners. That is Yote Okutama at third base. So that one is high, head level, so 1-1 the count. That one is in there. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Valdez is 1 for 1. Had a single on a beautiful bunt. And would later score as he hits that one to first base. Russell underhand throw to first. So, no runs off 2 hits, no errors. None left on base, or excuse me, 2 left on base. We move to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Bravos. And while we're here in the middle of the inning, we'd like to talk about the Baldwin City Companion Animal Hospital. Whether you're needing veterinary services for your smallest pet or your largest farm animals, see Dr. Tim Jones at Baldwin City Companion Animal Hospital. You and your pet will be glad you did. Baldwin City Companion Animal Hospital, located just across from the Wooden Spoke Restaurant on Highway 56. We go to the the bottom of the third inning with Christian Kotwitz leading off for the Blues. Kotwitz represents the caboose of the lineup. He is the 9th batter, well, obviously of 9, as he shows bunt, gets it down. Throw to first in time, though. So, bunt attempt.
Now batting third baseman, Grant Simblick.
Edward did well to get the run in, the bunt in to first, and brings up the top of the lineup with Grant Simblick. Simblick 0 for 1 with a ground out in his first at bat as he takes that one low for ball 1. Edward deals. That one's outside and catches the outside part of the plate. You can kind of tell that our home plate umpire, Scott, really likes the insides and outs. He has kind of a wider zone as Simblick swings and misses there. Makes it count 1 and 2. But the wider zone, you can, if it's anywhere on the outside part of the plate, well, not too far outside, but you'll bet Scott calls it. 1-2 pitch, though. Hit to Simblick into center field, and Furman will retire him. So a flyout
Center fielder, Vernon Johnson.
There. To center field brings up the center fielder.
Yeah, that'll work. Thank you so
Vernon Johnson. Like Grant Simblick, 0 for 1 on the day. As the Blues went in order in the first inning.
No,
I mean, it broke, and so like
That one, Johnson check swings, but doesn't really check swing.
But I mean, it's weird.
But it was low for ball one.
absolutely. As long as it's a strike in it.
That one is high for
It can be just over the very front edge.
Right.
outside.
Strike over that.
For ball one. Johnson takes that one, hits it. Hard ground ball into right field. Escaramon put his glove out and dove to make a play on it, but could not get it. So Johnson aboard with a 2-out single. Which brings up catcher Andrew Brubeck, who's going to try to do something here. Well, I would hope he would try to do something here. Maybe tie the game up. Just take one stolen base to get Johnson as that first pitch outside for ball one, but it would only take one pitch for Johnson to go from first to second. He is pretty speedy. As Edward threw back to first, but could not catch Johnson in the act. So, continue with 1-0 the count. And that breaking ball in there for called strike one. One and one to count. Edward throws again to first, but once again comes up empty-handed. So we continue at 1 and 1. That breaking ball, I thought it was pretty near the last one, but called ball two, so 2 and 1 the count. Third time the charm? It is not. As Vernon Johnson once again evades the throw from Edward and the tag from Ramirez. Johnson goes there, though, but fouled off by Brubeck, and Johnson definitely would have been safe, but now the count goes even at 2 and 2 with 2 outs. It's been kind of a game of cat and mouse so far. I haven't decided whether it's a real-life version or Tom and Jerry. But that one in the dirt for ball 3. Grout did well to block it. So the count is full. Johnson goes there as that one is hit into center field. Furman giving chase and makes the play. So no runs off, one hit, no errors, one left on base. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Bravos holding on to their 1-0 lead. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Tucker Russell out for another inning of work, but don't go anywhere. This is an exciting one so far. Kenny Centino, the leadoff man for the Bravos, in the top of the fourth inning. Bravos looking to extend their 1-0 lead. Centino is responsible for their one RBI. Is that one high and away for ball one? Centino had a triple. I believe he was on 1 and 2 the count, but had a triple as he hits that one into left center field. Johnson able to get it, throw to second, not in time. So Centino on board with a leadoff double.
Now batting designated hitter, Kuiper Contreras.
And brings up Kuiper Contreras, who's going to look to maybe bring home Centino. Contreras was unsuccessful in his first bid at that. At that time, that pitch catches the outside part of the zone for strike one. But Contreras, the first time around, struck out looking. That was with Centino on third base. As he, another breaking ball, once again on the outside half. And once again called strike two. Well, I guess not once again, but called strike two. Russell deals. Russell's favoring this outside part of the zone so far. That one was not called a strike, so 1 and 2 the count. Russell continually looking back at Centino as Contreras called time. Russell went anyway, but time was given this time by Scott. So 1 and 2 the count. Once again, the fourth pitch to, I would say, outside of home plate. But half them balls, half them strikes. So looks back to second, deals. That one is hit into center field. Brennan Johnson able to make a sliding play on it. So an F8
Now batting catcher,
makes the count. Excuse me. Makes it 1 out. So Cesar Grau. Grau 0 for 0 so far as he calls time. Walked in his first plate appearance. He was eventually stranded on first. As Grau takes that one into right field. Reason able to come up with it and throw to third. Did a good job of that. So 2 consecutive flyouts. 2 outs now for Luis Angel Escaramon. Escaramon struck out somewhat controversially in his first at bat. He requested time. The home plate umpire did not give it to him. However, he stepped out of the box and just looked at strike. Well, all he could do is look at strike 3 as Russell started his motion but steps off to look back at second. Hasn't made a throw back at second to get Centino, but has constantly looked there as that first pitch maybe a little high for ball one. Scaramon looking to do some damage here with a runner in scoring position. As he swings and misses there, count evens up at 1-1. That pitch in there once again. Nice breaking ball. Called strike 2. 1-2 the count. It's luckily cooled a little bit. In Baldwin City is now 85. It was 87 at the start of game time. 85 now and expected to dip into the high 70s as that one is in there. Called strike 3. So no runs off, 1 hit, no errors. Kenny Santino stranded on second base. We move to the bottom of the the bottom of the 4th inning. Bravo's still leading 1-0. And we pan over to the Bullpen Sports Bar Fun Run. I'm going to try and commentate it here, maybe understand the rules. I believe it starts with Dizzy Bat. One kid's holding a football, and I don't think that's part of the game. So I don't know what he's doing with that. So it starts with so there's teams of 2, it would appear. I think you're supposed to put on some swim trunks, and then do Dizzy Bat. We've done this now for 3 years, and I think it's changed all 3 years. So it starts with swim trunks, then a shirt. Our kid on the left doing a good job of it. Now he does Dizzy Bat, ignoring one of the cardinal rules of Dizzy Bat, which is keep the bat on the ground. Kid on the right doing a good job of that. So the next part of that is take the shirt and swimsuit off and give it to your partner, and then I think they have to run back to our owner, Michael Moore. The team on the left was leading it. Okay, so Dizzy Bat is a part of it. This clearly the rules are not closely enforced, as the team on the left wins by a landslide, I believe. I don't know if he's supposed to run with the bat. It looks like he is, and the return kid on the right just trips. But we do have a winner. That is the team on the left, and up first for the Blues is Kuiper Kendall. We move to that, and folks, that was a spectacle.
Now batting number 18, Kuiper Kendall.
Got to get the kids off the field before we start play. They are running off now. I will say I'm not going to allege cheating or anything like that, but one of the rules of Dizzy Bat is you're supposed to both keep your forehead on the bat and keep the bat on the ground, and one or more of those rules was broken by the team on the left, as that first pitch is high for ball 1. Next pitch in there, inside, ball 2. So Edward out for another inning of work. So far, as Kendall lines that into center field.
Now batting designated hitter, Harrison Jewell.
Kuiper Kendall on with a leadoff single. And folks, it has gone official. The Royals are worse than bad. They do fall to the Tigers 6-4. As we said before, the Tigers were trailing 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning and put up 5 runs to, I don't think you can really further embarrass the Royals. It's just, they're bad. That pitch low for ball 1. Other scores around the MLB. The only one final, besides this game, the Nationals fall to the Cardinals at home, 8-6. As Jewell hits that one to the right side. And a double play. Bang, bang. Good defensive work by Ogatama.
Now batting left fielder, Vinny Esposito.
And we saw it once before, but in just one pitch, we move from no outs to 2. Brings up Vincent Esposito, 1 for 1 on the day. So that one is high for ball 1. Esposito singled in his first at bat. Can he do it again? That one is low for ball 2. And had Kendall still been on, he probably would have taken second or third or whichever base he was going to next. Next pitch, inside, ball 3. So 3-0 the count. Excuse me, it is the bottom of the 4th inning. I forgot to switch our ticker over. The lights are on here at the Baldwin City Ballpark as Esposito takes that one high, deep, and foul. Just foul. That one was about 3 feet to the right of the right field foul pole, and it would have been way over for Esposito's second home run of the season, but he'll have to wait for that one. But that was it was a good slice. He tries again, but takes that one, so takes the walk as consolation.
First baseman, Kendall Rivero.
And Kendall Rivero up to the plate. Got his first hit of the season in the last at bat. Will look to get his second. Rivero playing in his 3rd game of the season as he swings and misses there for strike 1. Started the first game of the season in St. Joe, where he went 0 for 1, and then played in Saturday's game, where he went 0 for 3. Burroughs takes another cut there, another swing and miss, so 0-2 early. So 0-2 the count with 2 outs. And Rivero hits it straight to short. Fielder's choice gets Esposito. And another scoreless inning for the Blues. We move to the top of the 5th. Still 1-0 Bravos.
If you look to upgrade with construction needs, see Maley & Sons Construction.
And
they
with
will
that,
just right.
Another sponsor, Maley & Sons Construction. A proud returning sponsor for the 2023 for the Baldwin City Blues. If you want to upgrade your next construction need, see Maley & Sons Construction. They will do you just right. We're going to take a quick break with that. Tucker Russell out for another inning. We'll see you in just a couple. We begin the
Now
top of the
batting
fifth
number 4,
inning.
Yutai Okutama.
Yutai Okutama out for his third plate appearance. He's now led off 3 different innings, 1, 3, and 5. And is 1 for 1 on the night. Russell's first pitch, high for ball 1. So out for another inning of work, and this one's been, despite the 1-0 score, there's been quite a lot of, so that one is maybe a little high for ball 2. There's been 9 runners stranded between both teams so far.
Yeah, that's what I said.
As that one is into right center field, and Okutama on with
Now batting number 10, Stephen Furman.
a leadoff single, so he's 2 for 2. So Stephen Furman, as Russell throws over to first to try to catch Okutama. Furman looking for his first trip to first base. Currently 0 for 2, both of them strikeouts, and he's done it both ways as he looks at that one, and it was a ball. Ball 1. So Furman's last 2 at bats, a strikeout looking and a strikeout swinging. So that one is low for ball 2. Rubeck does a good job blocking it. So Okutama did not advance. Furman didn't even lift the bat off his shoulder there. Called strike 1. So 2-1. That looks kind of like the reaction you'd give to if it was a 3-0 pitch. Okutama goes there, but that one's foul. So the count evens up at 2-2. But as I said before, kind of a back and forth game. Both teams stranded a slew of their runners. Furman will call time. 5-4. The Blues have stranded 4 and been out enough times on the base paths. And same as Okutama looked to go there, but it is in the dirt for ball 3. Make the count full. As we continue with this at bat. Low once again. Furman with a free trip to first.
Now batting number 15,
Okutama
Fausto Sanchez.
to second and brings up Fausto Sanchez with 2 on, nobody out. That was Russell's 3rd walk in his 4 innings pitched. Deals here, high, ball 1. As we take a look around the league. The only other game going is the Farmers and the A's. Farmers still lead that one at 6-0. However, the A's threatening to put some runs on the board. 2 on with 1 out. And the top of the 5th. That one goes foul. 4. Ball 2. Excuse me, strike 1. That one swung on a missed. Makes the count 1 and 2. Good pitch there from Russell. And he's ahead in this count, and he really needs it with 2 on and nobody out. But just the swing of the bat could add runs to the Bravos total, and they will not. That one dead ball. Did it hit Ramirez? Looks like it did. Scott and the field umpire are going to congregate to discuss this, and that will be confirmed. So the bases are loaded.
Number 11, Alex Ramirez.
With no outs. So Alex Ramirez, or excuse me, this would be, yes, Alex Ramirez up. Had a goof on my game changer, and Ramirez is going to hit that to short. Kendall's throw to first, not in time, and is over into the left field fence. 2 will score. And that's going to be a throwing error on Kuiper Kendall. But regardless, the Bravos have scored 2 more.
Number 55, Yanni Valdez.
So Yami Valdez up. It's 2 on, no outs, and just one throw could have made that double play. I don't know if Kendall was trying to throw to first. I think he was. And before this at bat will finish, Tanner Kilmer will make a mound visit. 2 runs scored in that last play. It makes it 3-0 Bravos, and we're going to take a short break and return in just a minute. Excuse me, folks. Sorry about that. I understand the video came back on, but not the audio. That is my fault. I forgot to unmute it as Kotwitz hits that one deep left field. That one is gone. So, just as I say, the Blues need to score runs. They score 2 off the back of a Christian Kotwitz home run. They have cut the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Now, if you're just joining us, I explained it and forgot to unmute my microphone as Grant Simblick up for his third at-bat of the evening. Our hotspot overheated, and I spent about 3 to 4 minutes just holding it up to our AC unit to try and cool it down. So it is currently sitting on top of that AC unit, and folks, we apologize. Once again, we've had this hotspot for 3 years, and it's never overheated. Even in warmer days, even in warmer days than these. So we're back as Simblick hits one himself. That one might have been a back-to-back home run, but instead it's foul. The lights are on and kind of in that dusk period where the sun is setting. Sometimes it gets a little easy to lose the ball in the sunset. And I will say I did there myself. Off the bat, looked good for Simblick. He is looking for his first hit, as I said before. Bases are clear, and he takes that one for called strike 2. So Simblick hits this one foul just before third base. So we continue on 1 and 2. So, folks, if you missed everything, I'll recap what happened after the stream went down up until. So, Tucker Russell was subbed in for Mason Chance. Is that one swing and a miss? Strike 3. 1 out for Brennan Johnson. After that, a hard ground ball to Kuiper Kendall resulted in an error, which scored 2 on that play, made the score 3-0, and then a sac fly on the next one made the score 4-0 with 1 out. A ground out and a fly out shortly after got them out of the inning as Johnson hits that one into shallow left field, caught by Sanchez, and now 2 away for Andrew Brubeck.
Now batting number 19, Andrew Brubeck.
Reason started off the inning with a walk, and Kotwitz brought him home with a home run, and that's pretty much caught you up to speed where we're at now. In the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. That first pitch is low for ball 1. Brubeck takes that next pitch for called strike 1. And I missed this ad read in the fixing everything. We want to welcome back the Smazel family farm as Brubeck fouls that one off. The Smazel family and their farm for the 2023 summer season. The Smazels love the Baldwin City Blues, and we love their farm and what they do. Thank you, Smazel family. As Brubeck calls time. He swings, misses, called, drop strike 3. Rick is retired at first, so 2 runs off, 1 hit, no errors. Score is 4-2 now as we go into the top of the 6th inning. We're going to take a short break here on the Sunflower Sports Network. We will be back in just a couple. Back here with the top of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Bravos is Cesar Grau. Bravos lead 4-2. Grau skies that one up into the infield. Kepper Kendall coming over, crossing that second base line to retire the first out of the inning. Which brings up Luis Angel Escaramon.
Now batting number 12, Luis Angel Escaramon.
Looking for Escaramon takes that first pitch for strike 1. That pitch is in there for called strike 2. That one is hit on by Escaramon. And that was off the glove of Esposito. So we're going to call that an E7.
Now batting third baseman, Yutai Okutani.
So E7, and Escaramon gets to second with 1 out. It was not necessarily a routine play, but just looked to bounce off of his glove. And that brings forth the top of the lineup with Yutai Okutama, who takes the first pitch for ball 1. Okutama is 2 for 2. This is the first time that he is not leading off an inning. Led off the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. And now is the 3rd batter in this one, as he lines this one foul down the left field line. Count moves to 1-1. Chance delivers. Okutama hits that one straight up in the air, but straight back, out of play, just to the right of us. So 1 and 2 is now the count. With 1 out. And Chance's next pitch is low for ball 2. 2 outs. Excuse me, not 2 outs. 2 balls. 2 strikes. Still 1 out. So, Scaramon goes a little beyond his depth on that one. Mason Chance just looks back and doesn't even throw it there. But 2 and 2 the count. Scaramon goes, and he takes that base, and that one's going to plunk Okutama, who is now on base the hard way.
Now batting center fielder Stephen Fermin.
Brings up Stephen Fermin with runners at the corners with 1 out. There is activity in the Blues bullpen. Unsure of who at this moment, but we know there is some. At this time. As another mound visit from Coach Tanner Kilmer, and we are going to take a short break. As it stands right now, runners. Excuse me, I thought they were at the corners. Runners on first and second. Excuse me, I forgot about the dead ball. Different than just a regular walk. So runners on first and second, 1 out. We're going to take that break, and it looks like Gavin Alvarez is going to be the new pitcher as he crosses that line. And as Alvarez starts to take his warm-ups, we are going to take a short break, and we'll be back in just a minute. We're back in the top of the 6th inning. The situation is this. 2 runners on with 1 out. Gavin Alvarez been called to relieve. Mason Chance's day is done. Mason Chance's stats so far. 7 batters faced, 12 pitches. So that one in there for called strike one. Chance also had 1 hit by pitch, no walks, no runs, because all of the runners he inherited were Tucker Russell's. That one is high for ball one. However, both of these runners on first and second, Luis Angel Escaramon and Yotai Okutama, are missing chances, as that one Alvarez threw back to try and catch Escaramon, and the throw was awry, but Escaramon stays put at second. So Stephen Furman is 0 for 2 today. Strikeout swinging, strikeout looking, but did reach in his last plate appearance on a walk. He takes a big swing there and misses. So 1-2 the count. The Farmers have extended their lead over, well, not extended. It is the same as it was. 7-1. It is now 7-1 though. Bottom of the sixth with no outs. The Farmers have a runner on second. Furman takes that one. Kuiper Kendall throws over to short, and another E6, and Furman is able to score. Excuse me, not Furman. Scarmon. So score is now 5-2. So runners on at second and third now for Gavin Alvarez. A score of 5-2 in favor of the Bravos. That was error number 2 for Kuiper Kendall on the night. Kind of the same thing happened. First pitch low for ball 1. Second one low for ball 2.
You want to do that in the beginning, or you want to do it? Okay.
So 5-2, and for those folks that weren't with us last time, these are the same 2 relievers, as that one is high into right field. Reason gives chase and drops it. So that's going to be an E9 and another error. Plates another. Score now 6-2.
Batting first baseman Alex Ramirez.
Runners are on first and second. Excuse me, second and third still. As we return. Swing and a miss there. The Blues have now committed 4 errors to the Bravos 0. So that seems to be the difference so far. Both teams equal in hits, as Ramirez takes that one into left field out of play. So 0-2 now, and Blues could really do with scoring a couple runs here. Or, well, getting a couple outs, then scoring a couple runs. But got to be on offense to score those runs, and well, you have to get there first. Alvarez deals. That one foul. Furman at third base tried to make a play on it, or maybe just get out of the way of it. It looked like he swiped his hand, but, well, I don't know what he was doing. Rose deals this one up in the air again. It's caught by Vero. Either runner will advance. So two away for Yandy Valdez. Valdez has not reached first base since his first at bat. And that at bat he singled, but since then has been retired in his previous two at bats. However, his pitch is low. Brubeck does a good job of blocking that. So 1-0 the count. That one's fouled. So 1-1 and check swing. He went. So 1-2. Just one pitch will get the Blues out of this inning. Bravos have made up all the runs, or got the lead back to what it was at 4 as it stands right now. Could be more, but called strike 3 gets the Blues out of this inning. 2 runs, no hits off. 2 runs off, no hits, 3 errors, 2 left on base as we move to the middle of the 6th. The Bravos once again lead by 4.
Now coming on the field is our Mass Builders hit around.
But first we have
and pitching to them will be Lane and Romy.
Our Mass Builders hit around, which is, I've said it before, it's essentially batting practice with wiffle balls. Kids throw to kids. They're in teams of 2. And I don't know, I think you have to hit it 3 times. 3 times or something. Keep hitting. I don't know. I think it started with the dizzy bat, and maybe we need to get taller bats, because nobody's even putting effort into trying to keep the ball on the ground. Some good quality rips from, well, one of them from Bella. And our view is partially blocked. Now, as we say it, Kuiper Kendall will be the leadoff man for the Blues as we attempt to commentate. I don't really know what's happening now. We're letting the kids run rampant. This can't be worse than last year when we did the fun run and one kid went rogue and ran the bases. Luckily, he was not hit by a ball. Leading off is Kuiper Kendall in the bottom of the 6th inning. Blues really need to start scoring runs. And what better way to start than with Kuiper Kendall? Single in both at bats. Has not come around to score, though. Was caught stealing one time, and I believe part of a double play the next time, as he's in with another single, a fly ball. Furman made a play at that.
Now batting designated hitter, number 9, Harrison Jewell.
But dropped. However, that was not routine enough to be considered an error, so it will be a hit. And Kendall is 3 for 3 on the night. And Harrison Jewell, 0 for 2, would really like to get back into the hit column. The Blues batting average leader for tonight, as he hits that one way up and back out of play. And it is 0-1 the count. I'll mark that on the scoreboard. Jewell hits one, dies and left. Edward able to retire Jewell at first, but Kendall advances to second. So runner in scoring position, one away, and Esposito would really like to put one out of here. Almost did it earlier in the night. Did it last Tuesday in Topeka. Let's see if he can maybe at least try to hit a double. Catcher Grau calls time for Edward. Edward taking a excessive amount of time. It would have been a ball, maybe two, if we were in the MLB, but we're not. There is no pitch clock in the Mid-Plains League. Speaking of, we're going to look at the College World Series. Wake Forest is taking the lead over LSU. That game is 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Wake Forest looking to, as that's a pass ball, and Kendall safely into third. So 1 away, 1-0 with a runner on third. Edward deals. Gets the low outside part of the zone. And count is 1-1. Esposito ropes that one foul. It would have been a screamer. I don't know if it would have gotten over the plate or over the fence, but it was nowhere near fair territory. And the count moves to 2-1. Esposito throws. Swinging a minute, or fouls it off. It would have been a drop third strike, but he must have caught a piece of it. I didn't see one, but foul was called. Quite odd there. But the count remains 1-2. With one out. That one outside. Count evens up at 2-2. Here's the windup. And Esposito with a RBI single hit into right center field. The Blues get one on the board.
First baseman number 12, Kendall Rivera.
We'll get one back on the board. Score is now 6-3 with one out, and Kendall Rivera up to the plate. Rivera chases and swings at first offering, so 0-1 the count. And Rivero hits that one, finds the gap between short and third, and he's on board with a single of his own.
Now batting right fielder, number 16, Zeke Reason.
Which brings up Zeke Reason. But before that, we're not a mound visit. Assistant coach for the Bravos. Okay, excuse me. There will be a mound visit with Bravos assistant coach Jose Suero, along with Edward and the Bravos infield. So with that, we will take a break. Don't go anywhere. The action's starting to heat back up. We're back with Edward staying on the mound. Tyler Vena is, I believed to be a pinch runner for Kendall Rivero at first base. So Rivero's day is presumably done at 2 for 3. This is around the time when manager Tanner Kilmer likes to make his substitutions. Zeke Reason will swing on first offering and miss it. Reason is 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out looking, but walked, and did score a run in the last inning, courtesy of a Christian Kotwitz 2-run home run. Both runners go, and it is a double play. So, bang, bang, double play. Blues score 1.
Phillip joins the Blues for the 2023 summer season.
But not before.
Or just want to relax with a great
So, no runs, or 1 run off, 3 hits, no errors. Score 6-3. Blues got one back. But score still remains at 3. We have a lot of defensive substitutions for the Blues, but before we do that, we are going to talk to you about the Nook, who joins the Blues for the 2023 summer season. If you're looking for that next good book, or if you want to relax with a great cup of coffee or tea, they also have alcohol. Step into the Nook, located in downtown Baldwin City, and outdoor seating 24/7. So we come to the top of the top of the 7th inning, and Kenny Centino will lead the Bravos up in this inning. We have no shortage of defensive substitutions for the Blues.
5, Kenny Centino.
Gage Callahan replaces Grant Simlick at third base. Solomon Holmes at second. Solomon Holmes will be the catcher. Caleb Moore at second base. Vigna replaces Kendall Rivero at first, as we knew. As they're looking for the right ball, and I believe that is Maverick Rockers at short. I believe that is Maverick Rockers at short, but we start this inning as that first pitch popped up, and Gage Callahan will corral it. And yes, as he moves closer into our view, that is Maverick Rockers.
Number 18, Kiefer Contreras.
So that brings up Kiefer Contreras. Swing and a miss on that first pitch. And Holmes is going to be out to talk to Alvarez for just a second. Looking around, we definitely see other substitutions that are being made. So once we get those, we'll tell you. So that one's fouled off to make it 0-2. Well, Wake Forest has officially taken it from LSU, so LSU will drop into the loser's bracket as Contreras swings and misses. So strikeout for Alvarez and 2 away in the first 2 batters in the top of the 7th.
Cesar Grau.
Brings up Cesar Grau. So tomorrow's games in the College World Series. You have Oral Roberts and TCU rematch of the opener. So that one's outside for ball 1. Rematch of the opener at 1 o'clock, and at 6 o'clock, Tennessee LSU, another elimination game. So that one is low, ball 1. Excuse me, ball 2. That pitch is in there for called strike 1. So 2-1. The count. Kraut fouls that one in front of the Blues dugout in first base. So the count 2-2. Blues is wild with 2 outs. count full with 2 outs. One pitch will either put Grau on first, and he swings and misses, so it's the other option. He's back to the dugout. A 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Bravos still lead 6-3. Do what we do in Baldwin City due in large part to the Change for Connor Foundation. Connor's parents, Marcy and Mike, and brother Ryan founded Change for Connor to bring awareness to mental health issues and suicide prevention. Change for Connor is an outstanding returning sponsor for the Blues. Bravos have a new pitcher in the bottom of the 7th inning. It is Luis De La Cruz. As we get to him, we will get through our batting order with the substitutions. Kayla Moore will lead off, replacing Christian Kotwitz, and Gage Callahan following him, replacing Grant Simblick. There is certainly another substitution. I believe that to be Steven Azzaro, replacing Bernard Johnson in center field. We will confirm that, though, at the conclusion of Caleb Moore's at bat. We start the bottom of the 7th now. So,
now batting second baseman number 11, Caleb Moore.
As we said, a new pitcher, Luis De La Cruz, for the Bravos. Jeremy goes 87 pitches within 6 innings of work. In that time, 9 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3 runs, all of them earned. So, Kayla Moore up to the plate, looking for another hit on the season. That one's in there. Appeal to first. He did not go. But it was an inside pitch, and he started to go around. I don't think I necessarily need that view, but he looks at that one, and he takes it, but it doesn't matter. It's called strike one anyway. That one down the middle, but low for ball 2. So this game is 6-3 as Caleb Moore fouls that one to even the count at 2. The Farmers have broken open the scoring. It is 10-2 in the middle of the 7th in Leavenworth. That one way outside. The count goes full. 3-2 with 1 out. Moore takes that one into right field. Giving chase is Valdez, and he retires Moore. So 1 out.
How about third baseman number 15, Gage Callahan?
And Gage Callahan, the new batter, and on deck currently, the not new to the league, but new to the Blues, Isaiah White, replacing Brennan Johnson at at center, as Callahan looks at that one for called it strike one. Callahan looks at that breaking ball, so strike 1-1 it is. Callahan batting 133 on the season. Not his best, but there's always time to change that as he fouls that off. However, Callahan is good for a .318 on base percentage and has 3 RBIs on the season. He swings and misses. There's now 2 away in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting center fielder number 13, Isaiah White.
So Isaiah White steps up to the plate for his first at bat for the Baldwin City Blues. White comes to us from the Topeka Jacks. So if that name sounds familiar, it's because you might have heard him last Monday night. White will be a freshman at Highland Community College next year, but originally from Flossmoor, Illinois, as he looks at that one, called strike one. He looks at that one once again and was wise for that. Ball one. White takes a hack at that and foul to right side. One and two is the count. 2 outs. Blues down to their final couple as that one goes through the tight window between Isaiah White and our home plate umpire Scott, which evens the count up at 2 and 2. Time is called, and I think Taylor Cruz wants another ball, and that appears to be the case. So that was the reason for the called time. Low, ball 3. So full count now. And Isaiah White takes that one and line drive into right field. He's on board with a 2-out single. And Solomon Holmes is going to be up to the plate. That is
Now batting catcher number 4, Solomon Holmes.
Isaiah White's first hit as a Baldwin City Blue. And what a good time to do it. Hopefully Holmes can keep this train rolling as the sky in the outfield is now a darkish blue. Holmes takes that one, breaks the bat, and throw to third is not in time. And White ends up at third. White and first baseman, Holmes and first baseman Ramirez had a little bit of a collision, but as time is called, and I think they're waiting for Holmes to get all of his running gear off. I don't know. What kind of
Now batting shortstop number 5, Maverick Rockers.
meeting they're having, but a nice handshake between Ramirez and Holmes at first. So that one, ball one. So this is Maverick Rockers, his first at bat of the night. As that one goes low for ball two. Rockers is the tying run. However, there is 2 outs. So might take a bit to get to him. Following him, though, is as Holmes goes, and that pitch is low for 3-0. So runners on second and third with at 3-0. So Harrison Jewell will be replaced by Steven Azaro as the person on deck. That is the designated hitter spot. But first, we will get there as fourth pitch is taken, and the fourth pitch is a ball. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Now batting
Brings up
hitter number 8, Steven Azaro.
He's up Steven Azaro. Azaro's played in 7 games for the Blues this season. He's not had the best batting record as of late, batting .063 on the season. However, has 3 RBIs to his name as he swings and misses at the first pitch. De La Cruz delivers. That one is low, and you can see Azaro kind of thought about it, but never even came close to a round, but twisted the shoulders a little bit to get into position to even try to hit it. He hits that one, but it is foul into the fence just to the side of us. So the count is now 1-2. And Azaro hits that one, fly ball, but corralled by Valdez. So the Blues load the bases with 2 outs, but leave them all stranded. We move to the top of the 8th. Still 6-3 in favor of the Bravos. New catcher, that is Cal Urish. Or, yes, it's Cal Urish. So you can direct your hour of shame to our PA announcer Brett Gamber, and actually a little bit of it on me for believing him that Cal Urish is not a sub. He was just taking the Kevin Alvarez's warm-up pitches. However, he did it in full gear, which is common but uncommon for the Blues.
Second baseman number 12, Luis Angel Escobar.
But Luis Angel Escaramon leading off the top of the 8th for the Bravos. And this game has been played, despite the score line, on a knife's edge so far, 6-3, but a lot of stranded runners. Pitch low, 1-1. That one high, ball 2. 8 runners left on base for each team. And Scaramon grounds the ball straight to Tyler Binney at first. All Binney has to do is just step over and tag the base.
Now batting third baseman number 4, Yutai Okutama.
So Yutai Okutama, who is 2 for 2, perfect so far, is reach base, ground ball, line drive, a walk and hit by pitch. So 4 unique ways. And he's going to foul that one off. Folks, get out your notes for your history lesson of the evening. It's June 19th, and that's a pretty big day in history. In 1829, the first modern police force was established in London, what we know as Bobbies. That means that it was not the first modern police force, but the first modern police force in the city of London. In 1862, slavery was outlawed in all U.S. territories, and in 1865, Union General Gordon Granger declared slaves free in Texas, which is the reason as that one's a fair ball. And he gets to it, and Okutama stumbled a little bit, so that's a 1-out single for Yutai Okutama. Brings up Stephen Fermin, but Granger's proclamation of the slaves being freed in Texas is the reason that today is a federal holiday, Juneteenth. So happy Juneteenth to everyone out there. So Alvarez delivers. That pitch is in there for called strike 1. In 1910, Father's Day was celebrated for the first time. Father's Day was yesterday, and we'd like to give a belated Happy Father's Day to everybody. In 1934, the Federal Communications Commission is created, better known as the FCC. Luckily, we're on YouTube, so they can't hurt us. In 1954, the Tasmanian Devil made his Warner Brothers debut, so happy birthday to Taz. Known for being in the Looney Tunes, is that pitch in there for ball 1. Holmes threw back to try to get Okutama, but nothing doing there. In 1961, Kuwait declared independence from the United Kingdom. And in 1964, that one is hit through Alvarez's legs for a double play. So a backdoor 1-2-3 inning. Ends the inning. No runs off, 1 hit, no errors, none left on base. We move to the bottom of the 8th. Blues have kind of got to hunker down and maybe score a run. It's 6-3 as we move to the bottom of the 8th. Just 6 outs for them.
City gathers for a great
We
time.
want to thank returning Blues sponsor, the Bullpen Sports Bar, for the summer 2023 season. The Bullpen is the place to be for that special get-together while enjoying great food and adult beverages. Bullpen Sports Bar, where Baldwin City gathers for a great time, located in downtown Baldwin City. Check them out before or after a game. Back for the bottom of the 8th inning. Cannon Grebe will be the leadoff man for the Blues as they try to mount a comeback. Which currently is 6-3 in favor of the Bravos, but as we've seen, and I've said it many times, weird things have happened in collegiate summer baseball, especially in the Mid-Plains League, especially for the Blues. In fact, the Blues just last summer, the last time they even
Now batting
played,
number 2, Cannon Grebe.
last time they even played the Bravos, the Blues were down, I believe, 3 or 4 runs going into the 9th inning, and actually tied it up in 1-11. As Grebe takes that one, does not. First base is there. Grebe is out, though. The throw is in time. A great defensive play. Ramirez to De La Cruz. But there's one away for Tyler Vigna.
Now batting number 24, Tyler Vigna.
So, in 1964, the Civil Rights Act is passed, as I said before. In 1978, Garfield is published for the first time as a comic strip. So, happy birthday not only to Taz, but to Garfield, as that breaking ball is in there for strike one. The last on this day, as it pertains to regular history, in 1991, Pablo Escobar surrendered to the police. And yeah, we'll foul that one back up to make it 0-2. We have a lot of on this day in sports, including the as Vigna looks at that one, wise to do so. Count goes to 1-2. In 1846, the first recognized baseball game played under the rules of that time that paved the way for the modern rules was played in Hoboken, New Jersey. As Vigna fouls that one off to keep the at-bat alive. In 1867, the first Belmont Stakes was held, and that was won by the horse Ruthless. In 1936, Max Schmeling knocked out Joe Louis in 12 rounds at Yankee Stadium. As Vigna, they're saying he went. No appeal even down to second, so it was a drop third strike tagout, will be what it is, and that brings up Zeke Reason. In 1938, Italy won their second consecutive World Cup. They won that in Paris as Italy won that second one. So that's in there for called strike two, so 0-2 with 2 outs. But Italy defeated Hungary 4-1. And that one is high up near Reason's head. But that thwarted really Hungary's best attempt at winning a World Cup, as that time was their golden generation. And Reason strikes out again. So 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the ninth. Bravos still lead 6-3. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back in just a couple. Gavin Alvarez out for another inning of work. But before he does that, we're going to take a break.
Now batting shortstop number 15, Fausto Sanchez.
Up to bat in the top of the ninth is Fausto Sanchez for the Bravos. Sanchez 1 for 3 today. 2 flyouts, a hit. A flyout single, hit by pitch, and reached on air, which would bring in home a run as Alvarez's first pitch in there for called strike one. And don't think I haven't forgotten about your history lesson, folks. So that one in there for called strike two. In 1942, the Boston Braves' Paul Wagner became the 7th player to join the 3,000 hit club. And swing and a miss, dropped third strike, and throw from Holmes to Vigna in time. No problem there. One away.
Now batting first baseman number 11.
In the first. In 1943, the Philadelphia Eagles and Pittsburgh Steelers temporarily merged for one season, becoming the Steagles, who I believe went 5-4-1 in that 1943 season. In 1946, Joe Louis knocked out Billy Kahn. That one's in there for called strike one. He did that in the 8th round at Yankee Stadium. In 1955, that pitch is way outside 4-1. In 1955, Mickey Mantle hit his 100th home run. And 18 years later, in 1973, both Pete Rose and Willie Davis reached 2,000 hits. That one is low for ball two. So the count 2-1. And Alvarez, that one is fair. Callahan throws it. Throw to Vigna in time. 2 away.
Now batting right fielder number 55, Yandy Valdez.
There's a Yandy Valdez. Right fielder might be the last batter for the Bravos tonight. I hope that happens in the form of a walk-off for the Blues. But it might happen a different way as Valdez swings and misses at strike one. In 1974, the Royals' Steve Busby threw his second career no-hitter, and I'm sure that you could trot Steve Busby out now, and he would be better than anybody on our pitching staff, bar Zach Greinke. Steve Busby is 73 years old. That pitch is hit into second. Caleb Moore not able to make a play on it, so Valdez aboard with 2 outs. I've jinxed it again. That is an E4 and
number 5, Kenny Santino.
Error number 5 for the Blues tonight. Blues have actually out-hit the Bravos 11-7, but those 5 errors being most of the difference. In 1977, the Red Sox capped off a 3-game stretch where they hit 16 home runs. That pitch is in there for called strike 1. That is an MLB record for 3 games. All 3 of those games against the Yankees. Speaking of the Yankees, in 1992, they played their first game against the Orioles at Camden Yards in Baltimore. And 19 years later, Rory McIlroy won the U.S. Open, setting the 72-hole and under par records. He shot .268 for 16 under par, as that one is skied out of play. Rory McIlroy made a run yesterday, but could not finish for another U.S. Open title. In 2016, the Cavaliers defeated the Warriors in 7 games, overcoming the 3-1 deficit and being the first team to win in that position. That one is low for ball 1. So that's it for your On This Day in Sports. Maybe on this day in sports, the Blues can come back against the Bravos once again. But 1-2 the count as that one is hit high into right center field, giving Chase his reason. And he's able to corral that one. So no runs off, no hits, 1 error. We move to the bottom of the 9th. We move to the bottom of the 9th inning. The new pitcher, Gabriel Vegas, the new pitcher, out for the 9th inning, and Caleb Moore will lead it off. I'd like to say a few birthdays. In 1897, happy birthday to Mo Howard, better known as Mo from the Three Stooges. In 1933, Hall of Fame baseball player Lou Gehrig was born. And in 1962, female singer and American Idol judge Paula Abdul was born. In 1964, former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson was born in New York City. In 1978, NBA player Dirk Nowitzki. Jason White was born on this day in 1980. Jason White won the Heisman Trophy while playing at Oklahoma in 2003. What he couldn't win was the Big 12 championship. Macklemore was born 3 years later in 1983. 3 years after him was the NBA's Marvin Williams, as Caleb Moore takes that one high for ball 1. Our last birthday on that day, 1987, Richard Mendenhall. As Moore hits that one to third base, Okutama's throw in time. So 1 away for Gage Callahan.
Now batting third baseman, number 15, Gage Callahan.
2 outs left for the Blues to work with. And they may be running out of rope to do something here. On this day in music, in 1937, blues musician Robert Johnson recorded his second and final recording session Callahan fouls that one off. Robert Johnson only had 2 recording sessions ever. He did that in Dallas with producer Don Law. And in 1964, Bob Dylan completed his tour of the United Kingdom. That's all I got for this day. There's really nothing. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And that next pitch, Callahan ducked out of the way. So 2-2. Callahan hits that one up to short. Sanchez makes the play. His throw in time.
Now batting center fielder number 13, Isaiah White.
So the Blues down to their final out of the evening, and it is in the hands of Isaiah White. 1 for 1 so far. There's that pitch outside for ball 1. That one is high, fouled away. So the count is 1-1 with 2 outs. Blues need to score 3 runs here to even play a 10th inning. That one high for ball 2. And it's got to start with Isaiah White. That pitch not in there, so strike 3. Excuse me, ball 3. Three and 1 count, and Isaiah White reaches base for the second time tonight with a 5-pitch walk. And Solomon Holmes
Batting catcher number 4, Solomon Holmes,
is the new batter in. White went, but Holmes fouled it off. White undoubtedly would have been there at second, but he goes back to first. That one low for ball 1. Evens count up at 1-1. And we continue on. Which is high for ball 2. Grouth kind of pump fake back, scare Isaiah White, but nothing doing there. June won the count, and that one is hit into right field. Giving chase is Valdez, and he's able to put it away. So that is the game. Bravos 6, Blues 3. So the Bravos improved to 8-4. Blues fall to 5-5. These two teams will meet for the return game tomorrow in Leavenworth. Excuse me.
with that loss that makes the Baldwin State Blues record now 5-5. They will
Blues fall to 5-5.
Bravos once again
The return
in
game
and then Saturday, we will
tomorrow
be back
in
here
Leavenworth.
to play the Farmers. Thanks for coming out, everyone, and have a great night.
We will have, that is 3 losses in a row for the Blues. We will have a stream once again on Saturday. That will be our next video stream here on the Sunflower Sports Network. And until then, we will try and fix our problems with the hotspot. It's currently sitting on the AC unit. We will have a little fan for it next time to make sure that nothing like that happens again. But until then, have a good night and God bless. I've been Joe Compton saying see you next time.